They're calling this one the race of the season. Second MX2 Moto from Moto Valley Raceway in Regina, Saskatchewan. Eric Nye out front early, but look at the cluster behind him, and look at the track in Moto Valley Raceway. That's the Blair Morgan corner. The top 5 bikes were within a second of each other. Ben Evans with an experienced pass gets into second. Jimmy Nelson with the shoulder check moves into third. Ben Evans takes the lead with a huge blocker on Nye. Evans goes off the track, and then Jimmy Nelson comes back to take the moto win and the clean sweep. How about the contact in MX1? Waugh goes down early. He had to fight his way back, and then Colton Bastiati took the lead and never looked back, getting his first moto win in MX1 competition. But there was turmoil on the track, doubling on the yellow flag. NorCal and Carpenter moved backwards. To the second MX1 Moto, part-time big bike rider Michael Willard was out front early, but then Colton Bastiati took over. Paul Carpenter, fastest man on the track, passed Waugh to get into second place, and then things went awry. Colton Bastiati with a big prairie sampler goes down hard. Carpenter takes the moto win, and Bastiati gets his first overall. This is time qualifying practice in the MX1 class, Wild Rose MX Park in Calgary. Ryan Gauld and Mark Travers for the 2007 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Gauldy, let's get right into it. MX1 class, big news. John Sebastian Waugh, out.
Yeah, really bad news. Last weekend at a local race, Jean had a tough crash, knocked himself right out, 30 minutes, couldn't remember his name, so a little bit scary for Jean. Sort of similar to what he did at Montreal last year, so he's going to be out definitely for this round, most likely next weekend in Nanaimo as well. So Blackfoot, a tough call and a tough call for JSR.
The CMRC this week made another rule change, I guess making that yellow flag situation a little clearer.
Yeah, doubling on a yellow is allowed now. Still no passing using caution. As the flag is out, doubling allowed. If the red cross comes out, no passing, no doubling, and if you do get caught, it's a 10-position penalty, so the riders are definitely paying attention a lot more out there now.
Let's get to the track, quickly watching in practice setup. It is just absolutely beautiful, the way they've been managing the dirt, bringing in that loam, like you said, but the ruts, scary ruts.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the riders in our series have saying, you know, that's one line, it's tough to pass. I'll tell you, I don't think that's gonna be a problem here. 7, 8 lines developing so far in practice here in the time qualifiers. So as the day gets on, those ruts are gonna get longer and harder and choppier, but the choice is gonna be there. But again, the jumps here, Calgary Wild Rose, these guys, Chick comes here, he builds these floaters. As a rider, you just love that stuff. You get that nice little relaxation, the wind blows in your face, so you like that stuff. It's gonna be great for the fans, but it's cloudy right now. If we get rain, this place is gonna be a mess. If we get sun, it's gonna turn really hard. So we're hoping that the weather stays like this because the track is absolutely perfect right now.
It is, it's awesome. Let's go up with Brian in the booth and get caught up with those points.
Thanks, fellas. Nice job. Check it out in MX2 after 2 rounds. The top 3 are tight. Davenport beaten back a bit. We got newcomers Urquhart, McGlynn, Hibbert, and Hoyer in the mix. To the big boys of MX1 after 4 of 9. Carpenter in command, especially with Waugh out. It's up to Cook, Dubin, Gibson to fight for the box.
Okay, Fabs, we had an interesting situation in the MX2 time qualifier. 4 of our top 10 riders, plus 2 extras, got nailed for cutting the track. They had to go to the LCQ. Hibbert and Evans transferred through into the main, but Sharon and McGlynn had to use a provisional. Miller and Hayes did not make the gate. Okay, Fabs out on the track with the Scott helmet cam and the Spanish fly.
Yeah, Johnny Montez on the Kawasaki. This is Saturday. Nice dirt here into the off-camber. A big, long left-handed roller, a bit of a rise there. Now you get on the gas hard. They put that little single jump right in the corner. You can see Johnny wheeling and getting good traction here. Does a checkered flag, or that is the finish line tabletop. Now, a big left. Look how up high to the monster banner you can go. And now a rhythm section. A couple of these are in here just to kind of screw you up. You jump in, land on this tabletop, and you can see the lines and the rut options. And the outsides are always there here on this Calgary track for the riders that want to venture out there and slingshot. Here we're flowing down, and then it gets really tight down in here. Get on the gas hard. Not a lot going on here, but chop, chop, and more chop. Doesn't look like there's really a lot here as far as a challenge to the rider, but that chop is very challenging. The elevation changes on this track, spectacular. So fun for the riders to get light. Now they added this S bend in here. It slows the guys down coming off that last lifter. One line, but if you're really aggressive, you can make a pass up to the 110-footer. Yeehaw, Calgary!
Nice job, Fabulous. All right, let's get that cement gate clean and get ready for some MX2 action.
You and I talked last week on the podium how much the experience of leading was a good thing for you, not only for your confidence in this series, but also mentally, knowing that you can run that pace, knowing that you're as fast as everybody else, and that maybe the guy should be chasing you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I felt like I belonged out front. You know, I wasn't holding anyone back or anything, and you know, I set a pretty good pace, and especially the championship points are pretty close, so it's going to be good these last 2 rounds.
Welcome to Wild Rose MX Park in downtown Calgary. This is the first moto of the day, the MX2 West. This moto will be brought to you by Yamaha Motor Canada. Riders on the line, Brian. Remember, cement start gate. They got to get those tires up to temperature as the monster board goes to 5.
Yeah, look at how cool this gate is. It is covered. We don't have that at too many tracks in Canada. The gate is down. The inside is the place to be. And look, Jimmy Nelson grabs that Royal Distributing whole shot in style on that backward Yamaha.
With a huge handful of throttle around that left-hander, Brian. It's a big sweeper, but you're right. That inside gate is the pick. Look at Nelson outside. Now look at that chop in there from the qualifying this morning. It is huge. Down low as they come through that left-hander. The boys are all bunched up. They've got to get into these up and down sections to separate. Look at that 141 Potter with a great start.
Yeah, great line on the outside. Found some smooth dirt. Really important early in the moto to get sorted through and to get near the front of the pack, so you want to make the passes early. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Number 123 right now. That is Chris Kiefer from California sitting in second.
To the Scott Lockoff cam over that big over-under jump that we had last year, Brian, down into the valley. Look at the boys funneling through the S section, and you are right. Chris Kiefer with a dynamite start. We've got a couple of KTMs in the top 3.
Kyle Beaton, a fantastic move. He's sitting about 5th, taking the outside on that S-bend, and I like the way that S-bend has developed 2 lines. Now I like Kiefer on the outside. Find some dry stuff. Hooks up beautiful up the inside of Jimmy Nelson. Has a peek. He forces him out. An experienced move right there by Chris Kiefer.
That's the best speed, or the most speed we've seen from Kiefer so far this season. He looked good in Morton, but now he's in the lead, Brian. And look at this, the line for Nye on the inside. Oh, what a sweet move. Does he have it? Nelson very aggressive on the outside, but you and I were talking, the inside line on the step-up is the choice line.
Well, because you land right on the inside. The guy on the outside's got nowhere to go. Even if the guy on the outside's a bit faster, if you can block his line, you're going to grab the position. Eric Nye demonstrated that, and that step up now on an angle. So I'm liking the changes here at Calgary, and there's lots of them.
Nye making a move for the lead on the inside.
Yes.
Kiefer looks over. Nye takes the lead. Maybe a bit of teamwork there. Not a problem. Uh-oh. Here comes Nelson on the inside. Look at the little mini scrubber off the face of that finish line jump. Nelson in 3rd.
Nelson grabs the jump. Jimmy Nelson, though, this is of note, very sick right now with the flu. He is not well. It's very tough to race in these conditions when you're not 100%.
Jimmy Nelson now up to 2nd place as he got inside on number 123, Chris Kiefer. And you notice how choppy the track is in here, Brian. Man, it was wet this morning. They watered it nice, but those ruts are developing.
Gray Davenport sitting 4th right now. We have got, there's Tucker Hibbert, 103, and Kyle Beaton. Did he go down, Travers? Because he was up there in about 5th.
Can't see him. We saw Andrew Boleyn go through, and we also saw 149. That's McGlynn and Potter. Look at Davenport on the outside, and Ben Evans makes a move with that inside line, Brian. A great idea. He takes the position. Right now, Nye out in front. Oh, Jimmy Nelson on the big railer on the outside.
Gotta like the width of the track and the options. Jimmy's trying everything. And the key here is to find the smooth line. Watch these motorcycles work. They're dancing all over the place. These riders are working for it out here today.
Hibbert by Urquhart for 5th as we go down to Golden.
Check this out, MX2 Moto 1 going off the bat right now, guys. Ben Evans is chasing down. The guys are doing us, trying to keep with Jimmy Nelson. Close race in the Moto 1. Calgary is serving it up, boys. Back to you in the booth.
Ryan Gould in the trenches. Way to go, G. As we look at number 32, Eric Nye, currently in the lead, getting ready to go up and over the finish line jump. Jimmy Nelson holding tight though, Brian. Very scientific for him right now. He's following, looking for an opportunity.
Being ill, I think Jimmy's best to follow, but he's making a move right now.
There he goes.
This is just like Regina. Nye led half the race. Jimmy came in and made his move.
Oh, no.
And Jimmy gets into first and steps off the bike. Looks like it's stalled. Yes, he did stall it. That's the last thing you want to do with these 4-stroke motorcycles, especially when the engines are hot. Oh no, look at this, Ben Evans. He's making a move on Nye. He goes down as well.
And Hibbert slings by him and gets into second place. You notice how those ruts don't have a smooth exit, Brian, real choppy, and they almost bring you back to the middle of the track.
Yeah, very abrupt, Travs, and you'll see that when the guys get in. Oh, look at this. Davenport goes by, just drives his front right control right into the back of Jimmy Nelson. That's insult to injury. That has got to hurt.
That has gotta hurt. You better believe it. With Nye in the lead, Hibbert right on his tail. Back into this section, Brian. I really like the left-hander, very rutted up in that corner, and then into the rhythm section where it starts to smooth out and you can carry some speed through this middle part.
Nye getting a lot of experience leading motos here in Canada, but 103 Hibbert on that Cernex Monster Energy Kawasaki showing him a wheel, and Hibbert looks to be one of the fastest guys on the track right now. Oh no, a down rider just screws his mojo right up, and look at the chop out there, Travis. That is not a friendly racetrack.
Some evasive maneuvering from number 103 Tucker Hibbert, as well as Nye as they danced around that down rider. Jimmy Nelson back up on the bike, Brian, but he just doesn't look like he's got it today. Maybe that back is sore. Down into the valley, number 32 Nye with some issues. Look at the speed for Hibbert on the outside as he gets into that rut, Brian. Side by side into the international section. I love it.
Great race action for the lead. Hibbert looks dangerous right now. A big whip for him. Now through another floater. I love this part. A lot of passing here under braking, and the inside and outside offers all kinds of options, and you can see the dirt here is a little more forgiving, not quite so ruddy and choppy. Hibbert peeks on the inside, grabs the good rut. He's got him, Travers. He has got him. A great pass. Lappers may have factored in for Nye. Kyle Beat, we got the report, crashed on the second lap, and he has worked all the way back up to 5th. A very solid ride for him.
Jimmy Nelson back on the bike, cruising around in 8th place right now, Brian. Looks like he's just going to maintain his position, getting his last lap flag. To number 103, Tucker Hibbert on his final approach. He's won in this country before in this class, 2001, and that was at Kamloops.
Riding a Suzuki, so this is the second moto win, or it could be. He hasn't got it yet, but he has actually put a nice little gap on Eric Nye. I think Nye's just sitting pretty, banking on second on the box.
Hibbert, a big man on the motorcycle, normally looks good on the sled, looking great on the Kawasaki today. Has to be excited with his performance here today on the Calgary track.
Solid ride for Tucker Hibbert to the Yamaha leaderboard. Ben Evans hangs out a 3rd. Davenport beaten as a great ride for 5th. How about Urquhart, Weston Potter? Jimmy Nelson settled for 8th.
Winner of the first MX2 Moto is number 103 Tucker Hibbert. Tucker, a very smart moto for you. You bided your time, waited for a good opportunity, got into some lappers, and took the lead.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I got kind of a bad start, stuck way on the outside, but just put my head down and charged hard. I made up a lot of ground on the first couple laps, and once I seen the leaders out there, I just put on a good charge and slowly started making up time. So I knew it was going to come down to the last few laps, and the lappers helped me out a little bit and kind of hurt me a little bit here and there. But it was a really good moto, and it feels great to be up here on the podium.
I made a pass on Jimmy on the first lap and Chris Kiefer, and then I started feeling real good. Started, getting a little bit of a lead, and then there was a lot of lappers out there, and I got stuck behind one, and Jimmy got me. But then I went to the outside in the next corner, and he fell, and then I led until like the last lap, and there's a pack of 5 lappers, and it was just a guess, inside, outside, and I went outside, and there's 2 lappers out there, and so Tucker got me, but he rode good, and I'm happy with my ride.
Yeah, there's definitely some spots I was slower and quicker, but I tried to pick different lines, or if I saw Nelson or Nye or Hibbert have a better line, I tried to take their line. And just things like that, you got to adjust really quick. You got to go out and you got to do the jumps right away, and you can't mess around when you don't know the track too well.
The MX1 boys are marching to the battlefield. Stick around for more race action.
Currently 8th in the points, Rockstar Suzuki's Ryan Lockhart's coming into Calgary here. Ryan, you've been doing your usual thing, Mr. Consistency. Haven't had that flash or anything, but I think it's coming.
Yeah, you know, I'm feeling better every weekend, and I'm just kind of got off to a slow start. My collarbone there I broke in April kind of slowed me down, and I mean, I'm feeling better, and we're getting the bike styled in better, so I mean, I'm looking forward to getting through these last couple West rounds and moving on to the East.
Okay, guys, a real tough break. Restarting the MX1 Moto in that takedown. Mitch Cook and Jeff Dement down really, really hard. They've gone to the hospital. The EMS is looking after them. Our heart goes out to those guys, but the MX1 boys are going to be short a few more riders in Moto number 1 here in Calgary.
Brian, a rash of red flags so far this season, but the show must go on. First MX1 Moto from Wild Rose MX Park, and it'll be brought to you by MX Performance Magazine. Good shot of Coots and Drew Clegg out there. Those are the two boys we want to go for the Brass Knuckle Championship. Getting ready, Brian, and the gate is down. Coming to that huge left-hander. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole? Shit!
Looks like the Suzuki of Josh Woods, a great jump, about 10 bikes in from the inside. For sure, he's got the clean air. This is what you want, but number 72, Drew Clegg sitting in second. Like to see that. He's a newcomer up to the front of the pack.
Privateer Clegg looking really good right now. Pair of Suzukis, and then we have the familiar 102 of Jeff Gibson with a great start. And how about the original? And there's Julian Cerny, Privateer with a great start.
Marco Dubé, Mason Phillips in the top 10. To the lead battle, a pair of Suzies like that for the yellow crew. And how about the Kawasaki of Jeff Gibson sitting in third? That is where he wants to be. He's about 4 or 5 spots up on his teammate, Paul Carpenter.
Through the Scott Lockoff cam into the S-Bends. There's the number 10 of Colton Fasciotti, currently in 4th place. He's got some fast lines on this track. Surprisingly enough, though, Tyler Medaglia had the fastest lap time in qualifying.
Yeah, and he's just outside the top 10, but he's charging hard here, Travs. Moving up, Carpenter has jumped a few positions as well. Gibson challenging Clegg on that factory Cernix Monster Energy Kawasaki on the outside. We have seen some passes here going for the crisscross. Look at that, a beautiful move by Gibson, just slingshot in the inside berm.
Brian, there are some options in the button hook. You saw Gibson go inside, Clegg outside, a little squirrely. Now he's got Fasciotti on his heels as they get into that rhythm section. This is definitely one of my favorite parts of the track.
These jump faces are absolutely perfect. It sets the riders up just great. Fasciotti taking a peek on Clegg. Clegg takes the line away.
No
Fasciotti forced wide, but I like Fasciotti's line here. He's out in the loose stuff. No ruts to deal with. Makes the pass. Tucks right into this nice little groove. And what I like about Colton is he's got his eyes focused on number 102, Jeff Gibson. He wants to be second right now.
Fasciotti in 3rd place, and look at the size of Drew Clegg. That guy is a mountain. Number 101, Paulie Carpenter in the mix. Dubé, Julian Cerny, and Tyler Medaglia on the outside.
Medaglia skips out of the rut, but he is on a charge. Oh yes, our 2nd place rider, Jeff Gibson. Number 102 is down. That puts Colton there into 2nd, and Drew Clegg having the ride of his life in 3rd on that Privateer Suzuki.
Clegg runs about a deuce and a quarter, Fabs. You don't want to get into the corners when those elbows come up. Medaglia and the Mez over the 110 as we get back to our lead. It's starting to tighten.
It sure is. You can see the dirt flying off the bottom of Wood's bike. He's actually G'ing out up the face and scraping the whole undercarriage. These guys are compressing fully, giving it their all. These are race conditions, and these guys are pushing hard. Right now, Josh Woods in the lead, and he's no stranger. He's won here before, back in 2001 on the Kawasaki.
Fasciotti with an inside line through the button hook. Oh, look at the beautiful line for Fasciotti as he scrubs outside, inside, and gets the measure on Woods as they drop down into the Shaw Valley. What a beautiful move.
Well, that's where Colton made the pass on Clegg on the outside. He just forced Josh way over, stole the position, stole the line, manhandled him. This is Woods' first race back. Here it is. Clicks out to the outside. Colton just very stylish. Comes in, clicks the other way. Now look, Woods lands it perfectly. Colton kind of bounces, leaps ahead right here now, half a wheel, shows Josh to the side of the track. Josh has got nothing to do but hit the brakes.
I still think the desirable line is the inside line, but you got to get in underneath that bush. So it's a tough one. Very aggressive riding for Fasciotti. It looks like this is the battle for third. I think Clegg has gone down or fallen back. Number 14, Jeff Northrup on that Denny's whole shot Kawasaki in third. Paul Carpenter in fourth.
Great battle there. Fasciotti, see the leg work, keeping that inside leg nice and high. You don't want your leg to hit the dirt because it can pull you off the bike like it did to Jimmy Nelson and Ben Evans. Fasciotti right now pulling a huge gap on Woods.
He looks fantastic on the motorcycle, Brian, and leading. How about that? Colton Fasciotti is leading right now. The battle for third heating up. The inside line through that right-hander is the desirable line as they get into the rhythm section. Oh, I just love the style. Oh, no! Andrew Boleyn got it all wrong, Brian, coming out of the trees, and he went down hard.
You don't really see how fast that part of the track is until a guy crashes. You can really see the speed. He's okay, but he is well shaken. He gets a little crossed up. See that in those hard ruts he lands? That's just like supercross cement there on the infield. He takes a heck of a digger.
Big flying W for Boleyn as we get back to the rhythm section. Number 14, Jeff Northrup in third place, being hunted down by Paulie Carpenter with that inside line. That's the one where Jimmy Nelson went down in the last moto. Is it working for Carpenter? No way. Northrup parries. Brian, look at how rough and choppy it is through there. The ruts are causing havoc all over the place.
Northrup, the master of repassing. When someone passes him, he's so slick at getting them right back. Fasciotti doing everything picture perfect out front. Josh Woods, after missing several rounds, coming back to sit in second. He is gonna be pumped.
To the Shaw Valley, Carpenter on the inside with that step up. Remember, we said it changed this year on an angle, the outside line. Oh my goodness, very aggressive as he drops back down into the valley and takes over third place. NorCal looks like he's backing it off slightly.
What that was Carpenter just took the punishment for the pass. I think NorCal's starting to get tired. Under pressure like that, you expand so much energy. Now I think Northrup has backed it off a bit. He's gonna settle in where he is.
Number 4, Simon Holman slings by number 42, Mason Phillips for 8th place. We've got some great battles all over the track, Brian. Little clusters of riders that are moving through the pack and weaving their way through the lappers.
It is just brutal out there. Look at these riders bouncing everywhere. Battles throughout the whole racetrack. Marco Dubé now having a peek on Northrup. Northrup looks like he's got trouble. I think that's more than just tired, Traz. He is way off the throttle.
To the battle for 6th, number 9, Chuck Mesley on the inside through the international section, and he's got part-time MX1 rider Michael Willard on the outside into the extreme button hook ride. Oh my, what a shot! Mesley with the inside line, and Willard carries speed and slingshots by for 6th.
Those two great buddies off the track. You can see Willard kind of look over and blip in the air, having some fun with Chuck, but in the corner, it is serious stuff. The battle for second is getting hot. Paul Carpenter on Josh Woods. Looked like he had him, and he hit that big kicker coming out of the corner. Again, Carpenter inside doesn't double, makes the pass.
Ryan, that's where Carpenter crashed yesterday in the practice, and he was down hard and hurt. Very sore knees, yet he doesn't mind. He gets aggressive, and that's right. That's the one thing I like about Carpenter. He will take the punishment to make the pass.
Well, you know, once the gate drops and you're racing, the pain goes away. It really does. At the end of the race, he's going to feel those knees. But right now, it is adrenaline overload. The battle for 7 trials is hot.
Simon Holmes is on a tear, Brian, as he slings by number 9, Chuck Mesley. Number 50 on that Rockstar Suzuki, Josh Woods, comfortably in third place. Remember, this is his first race back since the very first moto of the season where he went down and separated his shoulder.
And boy, was he handling those rocker sections right there, just on the gas with a beautiful rhythm. Colton Fasciotti now using the outside on the off-camber. He's having fun. Love the legwork. Reminiscences of JSR. Colton Fasciotti, he's taking it home. Trav's coming in for the checkers.
This will be his second win in Canada in the MX1 class. Starting to show some dominance, Brian. You give him a chance, he gets out in front, and Colton Fasciotti can win on that Blackfoot Direct Yamaha. What a beauty.
Love the fist pump right at the camera. Stick around. We're going to interview him next. Nice shot of Josh Woods getting the Royal Distributing hole shot with the Monster Girls. to the leaderboard. How about Medaglia? Great moto. Marco Dube, the model of consistency. Willard hangs tough, as does Homans, Mesley, Phillips, and Keith.
Well, that number 10 is looking to go number 1 at the end of this year. Colton, unbelievable, dude. I seen you this morning at breakfast. I forgot you won. Dude, that was a plain and simple, just amazing ride.
Yeah, you know, I got off to an awesome start out there, and still not used to quite running up front there, but I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I've made a few mistakes, but other than that, I felt awesome out there.
Well, he's been gone since round number 1. Coming in, Josh, man, got a great start. The Royal Distributing Whole Shop, I did a couple extra $100 there, but a great moto, admirable ride. You gotta be happy about that.
Yeah, super happy for the first ride back. You know, I didn't know what to expect coming into the weekend. You know, not quite 100% yet. Definitely physically not 100% yet with my shoulder, but you know, I just gritted it out. Tried to ride smart at the end. I backed it off a little bit, and you know, but I think I rode smart, and I need to do the same thing the second moto. You know, and just slowly progress as the races go on. So you know, I don't need to go out there and kill myself first one out.
To the Honda halftime minute. Today we're going to talk about the backbone of our sport, and that is the privateer. These guys put their heart and soul into the sport of motocross and supercross to come out and showcase their talents in the hopes of getting picked up by a factory team. These guys travel coast to coast, a lot of them on their own dime. They're paying for fuel, their mechanic, their trucks. Yes, they do have some sponsors to help out, and these guys are real loyal to those sponsors, but it is a tough go. A lot of camaraderie amongst the privateer riders. They make up half the field right here, and they are really good for local fans. The local fans feel real close to the privateer. The fans can relate to those guys. Let's cheer them on for the second motos.
All right, Fab, so the Suzuki Women's Nationals, this is round 3 of 5. The women out on the same track that the men are running, and this is a tough track. Heidi Cook with an early lead. Noticing Heidi Cook with the big Monster M. She got a brand new sponsor for this round. Jolene Van Vue taking care of some Sydney out there.
She's practically over jumping the finish line table on the gas big time. She's got that number 1 plate for a reason, but check out the challenge from Carly Poznankov, number 59, also on a Suzuki. Suzuki's showing out here really well.
Definitely, and Heidi Cook was definitely the fastest rider on the track, leading the championship right now, but we had some battles. Number 7, Jocelyn Killo on the Suzuki looking good. Jessica Foster on her home track with that outside line. Jessica's been in the mix and on the podium almost all season. And there's number 6, Missy Hackett, very aggressive on this track.
Yeah, Missy's from Chilliwack, British Columbia. Mallory Prock-Navy, she was a regular podium finisher last year and the year before the women's class. She's having troubles, but look at the style on young Heidi Cook. She wins it. There's Jessica Foster, 3rd, Jolene Van Vue in 2nd, and of course Heidi on the top of the box.
In snowmobiling, you're a world sensation. In motocross, you're a rising star. 2 different ways to look at it.
Definitely two extremes for sure. You know, snowcross comes a lot easier to me. I'm able to go out there and feel you know, really comfortable all the time, and I've been able to have great success at that. Motocross, I've had to work really hard for pretty much my whole life to get to where I am, and each year I've been steadily improving and getting closer and closer to where I want to be, which is you know, a top rider in the AMA series in the States, and you know, I think with a few more years we're going to be right up there, and I'm definitely going to keep pushing until I get there.
He pushed in the first moto. He took the checkers. He's getting his focus for Moto 2.
Welcome back to Wild Rose MX Park in downtown Calgary, home of the international sensation Calgary Stampede. Second MX2 moto, the Monster 30 board is up, and the boys are on the line. And this moto will be brought to you by Extreme Motocross Apparel.
And they've got some fine-looking riding gear this year. The Extreme team does. Monster board to 5. Travs, who's going to get the Royal Distributing Whole Shot?
Let's look to those 10 inside gates, Brian. That's where it came from before. Jimmy Nelson with a good line. I love Davenport on the inside. But it looks like number 1, Jimmy Nelson on that Blackfoot Direct Toyota Yamaha with the Royal Distributing Whole Shot.
Nine right in there. Oh, big carnage, big carnage. Look, our first moto winner, number 103. That is Tucker Hibbert. He's way back.
Look at the start for number 999. That is Zach Patton from Goodrich, Minnesota. He's up in the top 5. We also saw Nye and Davenport as well.
Andy Boleyn with a great line on the outside. Whoa, look at Nelson hit those braking bumps. furiously tossing himself into the corner. Davenport third. Loving that kid. Patton in fourth. A great start. He's getting his name on the map.
With the Flyboys, Evans and Urquhart as they scrub through the Scott Lockoff cam, Brian. I love this part of the track. Back to Nelson in the lead. There we have Nye in second place. Davenport in third. Look at the options through there, Brian.
Jimmy Nelson setting a furious pace at the front of the pack. These guys all just struggling to keep him in sight off the 110-foot tabletop. What a great sight.
Coming out of the back valley, Brian, look at this cluster for third place. Patton leading the charge. Urquhart and Evans doubling up through the international section. And here comes the beat.
What hang time for these riders as they flow down, giving it 110%. Beaton on the outside, railing off of that single, takes 2 positions in one move. Kyle Beaton in 5th place now has his sights set on Ben Evans for 4th. Evans is in trouble with the way Beaton's riding right now.
Back to our leader, number 1, Jimmy Nelson. Very rough down in the bottom of that Shaw corner, Brian. Remember, Nelson was sick this morning and last night. Give that guy a lead, though. He can tear up a track. Back to the battle for 3rd place. Davenport in 3rd, Evans in 4th, and Beaton in 5th as they sling up through that lifter. Beaton with the inside line.
I like Beaton squaring off. He looks dangerous. Goes wide here. We haven't seen a lot of guys take that outside line. Meanwhile, Evans takes Davenport for 3rd place up out of the off-Camber Valley section. And the dirt here is primo. Really good loam they've trucked in here.
Brian, we're talking about how wide the track is. It gives riders options, especially coming out of that Shaw Valley on that lifter. You can go outside or inside and make a pass. Eric Nye comfortably in 2nd, Evans in 3rd, and Kyle Beaton has gotten by Davenport. He's now in 4th, the fastest rider on the track so far.
Well, through that Roosable soil, you can see Davenport kind of following Beaton's lines. Beaton ultra fast. Tucker Hibbert has worked his way all the way back up to 8th place. He is on a tremendous charge to the front of the pack. Davenport now working backwards. He's in 5th. Oh no, Eric Nye has fallen off the motorcycle. That puts everyone up a notch.
Beaton making a move on Evans on the inside, dropping back down into the Shaw Valley. He has 2nd place. Holy crap, Beaton's on a tear.
Is he ever? Evans goes wide out there to try and find some smooth terrain, but Jimmy Nelson on cruise control, gapping the field, riding really smart, and Beaton has a moment, steps off, the bike keeps it running. Ooh, he's a bit slow. I wonder if he knocked the wind out of himself.
Just as we were talking about how well Beaton was doing, he goes down and has a problem. Now he's got a battle with Eric Nye as they work their way into the international section.
Watch Nye ride. He really rides the back of the motorcycle. He sits back a lot, keeping the front end light. A really nice technique for Eric Nye. Great battling just inside the top 10 with Kiefer, Hibbert, Potter, and Patton. It is gang warfare in Calgary.
Look at the line for Potter crossing over onto the inside and takes care of Patton. Now Beaton working up on Urquhart. Kind of a quiet ride for Urquhart, always in the top 5. I like that guy. Beaton on the inside through the off-camber, carrying speed, Brian, now into 4th place.
Super aggressive, and he's got great lines. He's squaring off everything, missing all the bumps, going for that smooth terrain, as is Jimmy Nelson, starting to really search for a smooth way around. And there's not a lot of smooth lines out here, so riders have to be very creative traps. The trap they fall in here, though, is holding on too tight when it's rough like this. They got to relax the grip and let the motorcycle dance underneath them and all that chop.
Number 29, Gray Davenport in 3rd place. You just saw Beaton in 4th. And look at Eric Nye working up on Urquhart. That was the battle for 5th place. Here we go for 3rd, coming out of the Shaw Valley. Beaton on the inside. Oh, Davenport with the look back, and Beaton swings by him, and he didn't even double through there.
It's all line choice right here, and Beaton has got it figured out. He has got his eyes open. He's finding lines no one else is. Jimmy Nelson riding the high side of the rut. Whoa. He is on cruise right now, barring disaster. I don't think anyone's going to catch Nelson.
The battle for 4th is absolute warfare. Nye on the inside. Does he have Davenport? No, Davenport slings through the rut. Let's go trackside with Ryan.
Kyle Beaton, the top Canadian in the MX2 West right now. Currently sitting in 3rd position. He went down, he's back up. We just saw him had a bobble over there. That kid is always on the gas and always entertainment. I can't wait to get him up on the podium.
Big news at the front of the pack is Tucker Hibbert. He has passed Eric Nye and Gray Davenport for 4th place. So Hibbert all the way from near last. What a great shot at Nelson. Jimmy, feeling it in Calgary. And you know, Blackfoot Motorsport Complex is just the bottom of the hill here. That's where the dealer sits.
Beaton is tearing this track apart. He's made it all the way back up on Ben Evans for second place. There it is. There's Evans in second. And look at the lines for Beaton. He is twisting it hard today.
Taking the last lap flag. Evans solid all day, but Beaton charging hard. Jimmy. Looks like he's got half a lap to the checkers. There it is. Beaton squaring off. Coming out of the button hook, Travis. He has got his sights set. Obviously, Evans protecting the inside, riding well. Kyle's got the leg back and the gas taped.
Jimmy's got to like the fact that he got the whole shot and took the lead. Oh, Beaton coming out of the Shaw Valley on the step-up, Brian, with that inside line, finally doubles and takes second place with a great pass. Talking about Nelson leading wire to wire right now.
Super aggressive move by Beaton, doing what he has to do to make that last lap pass.
Number 1, Jimmy Nelson, your points leader in the MX2 West, takes the checker flag and the second moto win. He's got to be pumped. So has his team. But how about Yamaha Motor Canada and number 20, Kyle Beaton, finishing second on the day in this moto, looking good.
Big arm pump for Beaton on that Clearbrook bike. Evans has to settle for third. Tucker Hibbert works his way all the way to fifth. Good day for Urquhart, Nye, Potter, and Sharon.
With the winner of the second MX2 moto, the victor goes to spoils. Jimmy, that was a great ride for you, buddy. You got out there early and you just checked out.
Yeah, you know, had a bad first moto. Was pretty bummed out about that. I've been sick all day, man, all day yesterday. I didn't get no sleep last night, so didn't have no energy at the end of that first moto. I was really worried about the second moto, but you know, I was able to come through the pack, and I was able to get a good start and pull out a good lead in the beginning, and then just kind of cruise from there.
With number 20, Kyle Beaton, a great second MX2 moto. Kyle, you went down there, you had some problems, but boy, did you battle back hard.
Yeah, I know, I'm pumped. Can't thank everyone enough for cheering me on. I could hear the fans cheering. It just made me push that much harder. I had some troubles at the beginning. I just put my head down and charged hard, and I started catching those guys fairly quickly, and I just started pushing, and I got them on the last lap.
The intensity fills the air in Calgary. MX1 boys, get ready to battle.
Here in Calgary, I know it's kind of ruddy, a little bit of changes. How are you feeling after practice so far?
Feeling good today, actually. Yeah, it's feeling track's good, and I've always had a hard time in Calgary because of the big jump and all that. But since a couple of years, it's been I had great results. So no, I feel good this morning. I think it's the best I've felt since the beginning of nationals.
Number 10, Colton Fasciotti must have confidence like no other right now. The last two first motos, he's taking the cake. If he gets off the gate one more time, number 10 is definitely going to be hard to beat here in Calgary, where his home sponsor, Blackfoot, is from.
Riders are on the line for the second MX1 moto, and this one will be brought to you by FMF. Can you feel the power? Brian, Wild Rose MX Park, they put on a great show today on an excellent track. Monster board goes to 5.
You got it. Woods got the whole shot the first time around. Out of the covered gate, off the concrete, launching pad. Looks like it's coming from the middle of the pack this time. No, they go wide. Inside riders. Who else is it? Paul Carpenter, his teammate Jeff Gibson right there.
Paul Carpenter with that Royal Distributing hole.
And that's quite a few of those shots for him this season. Fasciotti takes a peek on Gibson. There's a little contact. And I like the Rockstar machine of Medaglia sitting for him.
How about the start for the pair of Cernix Kawasaki's as Medaglia goes inside and slips into second. What a start for that young pilot.
Ooh, a little bobble there, and he gets by Fasciotti. He's into second, and he's just a little guy. I tell you what, showing well. He's been plagued with injuries. The Scott Lockoff cam shows the boys scrubbing through.
Up to our leader, number 101, Paul Carpenter. Medaglia in second, Fasciotti in third, Gibson, Woods, Phillips, Dubé, and look at the start for number 46, Julian Cerny on that Chunks Motorsport Kawasaki.
Number 72, Drew Clegg with a great start as well. Davey Frazier from the East Coast up to the mix. Fasciotti has got his sights set on Medaglia, but it is a long moto. These are 30 minutes plus 1 lap motos. He's got lots of time to work his way up.
Woods goes inside on Gibson and takes 4th place. As we move back in the pack, look at how rough that part of the track is, Brian. It's tough to get flow early in the moto with all those riders in there.
So many fast riders outside of the top 10 as well. You can see NorCal getting cross-running. Fasciotti has a peek and he takes out. Was there some contact there, Travers?
Oh boy, what a pass for Fasciotti. Fasciotti. He wanted that line, got aggressive and got it. Medaglia, though, holding tight in third place. I like the way that guy is riding the big bike. I'm very surprised that he has that much poise this early in his career.
I am very surprised. I am pleasantly surprised with Medaglia on the 450. Of course, when we go back east, he'll be back on the little 250 FMX2 bike. Look at the beautiful tabletop over-under here in Calgary. A great layout for the riders and spectators.
Thinking about Paul Carpenter, how good is he in second motos? Right now he has the whole shot and he's leading. As we get back to Josh Woods, Suzuki's up in the mix, and Jeff Gibson, who's becoming a perennial good starter.
Gibson going down in the first moto, wants to show his team that he is worthy of a podium position. Fasciotti, now he's got Medaglia behind him. He's got Carpenter in his field of vision. And that shot just shows the perspective on the size of these valleys, Travis.
Some flat tops, but as they work their way down into the valleys, that's where all the ruts are. And at this point in the day, Brian, really hard and drawing out. And remember, we talked about there was no flow with those ruts. They kind of crossed back into the track.
Medaglia looks like he's finding some flow in third, stealing some lines from Fasciotti. Northrup aggressive on Phillips on that outside-inside line. A great pass. Phillips kind of gets mired up that sixth place. Now, here's Chamberlain, privateer, number 40 on that white Yamaha, Travs. He's sitting 10.
Willard in 11th place, Blair Morgan with another mediocre start. Clegg, and how about Kevin Rookstall, number 202, up from the States with a nice start.
Showing well, Keith's back there just inside the top 15, but Blair Morgan, terrible starts, but he is moving rapidly forward, passing guys, so we got to keep our eye on him. Tyler Medaglia is not letting Fasciotti get too far away, nor is Carpenter getting too far away from Colton.
Blair Morgan down in that left side valley looking for that crisscross line on Michael Willard. Does he have it into the international section? Some great battling out here inside the top 10.
Willard looks over. Morgan has a different scrubbing technique, still able to really keep the bike low. He's really cooking right now on this track.
Brian, where's Medaglia? There goes number 10, Colton Fasciotti in second place. I do not see Medaglia. Oh no, Brian. He is off the track and he is checking his chain.
His chain has fallen off, Travis. He's got to get that thing back up on the sprocket. Dubé up close and personal on Chuck Metzley, fighting for 7th place, leaps up the inside. What style on Marco Dubé, grabs a position. Here comes Blair Morgan. He's taking punishment. He's bouncing off stuff. He is on a tear.
The Noof, number 6, Ryan Lockhart in that Rockstar Suzuki gets by number 202, Kevin Ruckstall. That is just outside of the top 10. Brian, look at how rough it is down in the bottom of that valley, and Fasciotti is not giving up in second place.
Looks like Fasciotti has some smoother lines right here. Look at this, landing like butter. Not really putting much of a charge on Carpenter, but our third place rider right now, Josh Woods, has stalled and got cross-rutted. There goes Gibson for third. Woods loses one position. Now he's got that Rockstar Suzuki in fourth.
Josh Woods getting sorted out now in fourth place, but how about Blair Morgan on a supercharge? Mason Phillips on the inside, dropping back down into the Shaw Valley. Brian, coming into the inside, what line do you like?
I like Morgan right there taking the punishment. Morgan already passed Dubé. Now he's past Phillips. He's up to 6th place. He is moving up hard. This is what we need to see from Blair Morgan. He's a fantastic rider. He's just had terrible luck all year. He needs a podium to get his confidence back.
Dubé carrying speed outside to inside, gets by teammate number 42, Mason Phillips for 7th.
Battling throughout the field to our leader, Paul Carpenter, who has stretched things out a bit on Fasciotti, riding the wheels off that Monster Energy Kawasaki. I'll tell you, these two are meant for each other, Cernix, Kawasaki, and Paul Carpenter.
Blair Morgan finding speed all over the track, has made his way up on number 14, Jeff Northrup. This is the battle for 5th. I like the way Blair Morgan is using the whole track, Brian. That's experience.
Blair Morgan, a two-time national champ here in Canada, ultra close to Northrup. Morgan, an icon in the action sports world, showing why he is on the Blackfoot team and why he will be representing Canada at the Motocross Des Nations.
If he could just get a good start, for crying out loud, the number 40 of Pico Chamberlain in 11th place, holding off the factory Rockstar Suzuki and Ryan Lockhart, who just does not seem to have any flow today.
It's hard to find the flow in that choppy stuff, but Carpenter has found it. See him braking in midair, settling the bike, getting the bike just level there. He's having fun, even in these difficult conditions. This is a great racetrack. Colton Fasciotti now has settled down a bit into second. He's happy there, but Blair Morgan is not settled down. All in black. He's the Black Knight moving to the podium.
Blair Morgan is definitely on a charge. I don't think we've seen something like this from him in a long time. Now into fourth place as he gets by Woodsy. And here's our leader, Paul Carpenter. Oh, poetry in motion, as you like to say, Bri, through the international section.
Yeah, Carpenter pulling away now. Fasciotti solid in second. But it is still up to these two riders to sort out the final podium position. Gibson under pressure right now from Blair Morgan.
Oh, Lapper trouble as he comes through that inside line, Brian. That's the option. And Blair Morgan swings by and takes third. What a turn of events for Jeff Gibson as Blair Morgan steals that final podium spot and is now in third.
Wow, last lap, that Lapper was a nail in the coffin for Gibson. He is going to be furious at the end of this moto, but Lapper's the same for everyone. So now Carpenter cruising in. He's got just a couple turns now on that Monster Energy Cernix Kawasaki. Paul Carpenter taking yet another moto win, Travis.
Out of the off-camber, the second moto specialist, number 101, Paul Carpenter. Oh, busted a big wheelie en route to the finish line and takes the checkered flag. He is your second MX1 moto winner.
Great ride from the pilot from upstate New York, and the thumbs up from Paulie. To the Yamaha leaderboard, Blair Morgan makes his first appearance on the box. Jeff Gibson solid all day. Wood